This is Module 3, a continuation of Initiate the Project, where we talk about the project charter. The project charter is a very important document within the project management lifecycle. And basically, it is often created by the project manager or the team who are involved in it, or created from somebody else. A lot of the information in the project charter comes from the business case. It is, again, the second step on a stairway, if you like, to successful running a project. The project charter is a very important document within the life cycle of the project, of course. Often the information that's contained in the project charter comes from previous documents that are created, being the business case, the project statement, the priorities, some assumptions, things like that. But the project charter should contain a brief description of the project. It should have a business case, things from the business case, like the statement of the opportunity of the problem, the expected benefit, the solution, and some cost estimates that go along with that. It should have the project priorities. It should list your stakeholders, your key ones, tell what the constraints are, what the limitations within this project. It should highlight your key assumptions that you're making as you go forward. It should have a list of deliverables, things that you need to produce as part of this project. It should have a budget estimate. It should have a schedule estimate. And it should have some milestones, major events that are going to happen on the way as you create this product or the product rolls out. Any dependencies you have, whether they're internal or external, things that people or organizations you have to rely on to get to where you want to go. And again, some risk, because all projects have risks. I like to think of the project charter as sort of a placeholder, where it's kind of a directional document where you kind of take everything you've done so far and you put it into one convenient placeholder that we call the project charter. And it's used as a communication tool to let people know kind of the overview of what your project's all about. The process for defining the scope of the project, or things that need to be done in the project, basically there are two major components that need to be done. And that is, one, we need to understand what the product is that we're actually commissioned to create. And that's usually done by a product manager or some business analyst or some other group. As often the requirements are done from that group or given off to the project team to then carry forward. But it is the responsibility of the project manager and the project team to verify that the project requirements are not fuzzy requirements, that there's something that actually can be achieved and something that we can measure to ensure that we've actually achieved those. And the second part of that is then the project charter document, which is basically a placeholder for all the things that have happened so far. The project team has created a project statement, priorities, some things, some assumptions, things that they know about the project thus far, and they put that together, and that's the project, the charter. Those two things are the two major activities that take place during the initiation phase. The next phase, which is the planning phase, cannot start until those two things are actually completed and signed off and agreed to by your stakeholders and by your sponsor. This is the end of the section Initiate the Project.